Yeah, you'll see the little light.
We are live, man. Shout out to the MMA SmokeOut, man. We brought out a friend to the show today. It's a Make-A-Wish kid. It's his dying wish to be on our show today. Shout out our boy, Hype
Yeah.
Killer, aka David. We got 2 days in here. We got the double D's going. Let's go.
Yay. And shout out to him, man. It was his birthday, and he's just like, he wants to share it with the people.
Yep.
Like I said, it's his dying wish to come on the show. So let's get it, baby.
I made it.
Man, so big card here. We're just gonna get straight into it because time is of the essence. But UFC 292, man.
292 who's Aljo versus Mr. O'Malley.
Yeah, but we're gonna start with the lower level fights first. No offense, but it might be some early best bets for me here. But we got the first fight here.
Yeah, matter of fact, man, if you tailed the show last week, my picks were we were talking about how we go through it, like we're just like, who should take it, If you actually keep tally to that, I only got like 3 fights wrong, man. So hey, shout out.
Yeah, well, I do record them last week. Well, last week was because we usually do 2 straights and a parlay for the folks. Just a few best bets, what you think is the best. So just so you know, Hype Killer, that's what's going to happen at the end of this is that we want the folks want 2 best bets and a parlay for the fun for the D-gens out there. But yeah, last week we were both on Pollyanna Vienna as a dog, and
man, that's just because we was just too horny.
We were following the Kobe Covington hype, but nah.
It sucked. Like 2 minutes into the fight, you were like, damn, she's not gonna win.
Yeah,
you knew right away.
And the other girl was playing like cautious too. I want to say, like the way she tapped to Polly was just like, yeah, I'm over it. Get me the fuck out of here.
She was just getting yoked and like, all right, it's done.
Yeah, I was happy that I wasn't watching, so I wasn't super invested. I only watched the last fight last week, the main event, because I was out at a friend's party. That's why my voice is out. I was out there screaming too much, getting a little on. But yeah, man, Luke A came through. That was the big one for me too. Best bet was on Luke A. Man, it was a close fight, but then he just pulled it out. He just looked like he dominated each round just enough.
Like I broke it down last week, bro. This is how RDA, every time he fights at 170 and like the guys are skilled and like bigger than him, they're always gonna win. And Luke actually looked good, like with the grappling, you know what I'm saying? But he also wasn't letting himself get overpowered and anything like that. In the first round, RDA was getting lucky with the grappling, but I bet you that shit gassed him out. Try to grapple the bigger dude and all that shit. But yeah,
that's 100%. A common thing. You see the smaller fighter move up in weight. But the cardio is not there like it would be if they were making a lower, like a 155. He's running, he's doing that thing. At 170, is he doing as much cardio as he would? He probably doesn't need to get the weight. So,
but yeah, that's like it's been a story though. We got who was it? Leon, Kobe, Usman, fucking Michael Chiesa. Like they've all beaten him at 170.
Crazy,
yeah, man.
Another dog that Nesto was calling here, Swanson plus 170. That was a big one. Cub Swanson coming through, but there was some controversy in that, man. What y'all think the controversy?
Yeah, he for sure was on his Eddie Guerrero, we lied, cheat, and steal for that shit. But he even said it. He even said at the like when they called his name, he was like, "Oh shit!" And then at his
that's
post,
exactly what it looked like.
His post interview, he was like, "I didn't think I won that fight." So I mean, it is what it is.
Good on him to be real, but the money cash is all the same.
It's like you could say it about any fighter. If they land those punches, like Cub was like trying to take his head off with every shot he threw. And he's just, what is he, 38, 39? How old is he?
Yeah, 39. Damn. But we mentioned it too. Like I like Duadu, but then I was like, no way I'm betting him at -2, whatever, 220, 225, whatever it is, 250 or something like that. Man, shit was pretty crazy. A lot of parlay breakers for a lot of people.
That was a real
RIP.
I was like, dang.
Yeah, that hurt for a lot of people for sure because they got robbed. But yeah, man. And I had that Frem and McKinney, some greaser D-Gen parlay at -120, but it was 2 easy wins. So I would say,
especially big win for McKinney after 3 straight losses.
Yeah, step down in comp for him. But overall, real good for us. But yeah, we got to keep moving forward here. We got Karine Silva versus Marina Moroz. Man, what do you guys think about this? Tap in.
Marina Moroz and Karine Silva. I think Marina, she's like
Corinne.
the superhead. But fucking Mariah Was it Marina Moroz? She's been like an OG in the game, so she's like well seasoned. But I think I'm gonna go with the fresh face in here and go with Karine Silva. Isn't she a big favorite, or am I tripping?
No, it's actually she is a favorite. Let me pull this up here. I'm all over the place. Yeah, she is looking like Karina Silva is about a -150, -160 favorite. Marina Moroz coming back like around 130, 120 type of vibe here. Just to tap in with their tapology. She got the nice hairdo going, showing her curls. Yep. And then let's see here. She's on a real streak. Beat Caitlin Souza on a fight night. You know, no one really big here. Botello's weak. So she's still new though, like you said. So up and coming. Coming.
I think a big thing to look at is that Silva, so in the same time span that we have, like you go back to not her record, but what is it, 3-1? So in 4 fights in 4 years. So she's fought 4 times in 4 years. And in the same time span, you have Silva that's fought 8 times in the same amount of time, and she's 7-1. More active, younger. Yeah, she's an OG, but just like we saw with Cub, Cub won. So but I don't know.
No disrespect to the ladies, but it's sketch with the ladies sometimes.
It's also women's MMA, right?
No, exactly.
It's not a keep calm situation.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Silva though. I'll go with the fave.
Yep. I'm on Silva by sub, actually.
Last fight, Marina Moroz actually lost here. Looks like a unanimous decision over with Jennifer Maia, and of course, a lot of canceled fight here. But she did beat Mayra Bueno Silva back in 2020. That's like 3 years ago. You know, when Mayra was still brand new, kind of new to the scene. But man, I think this price is good for me. This is one of my best bets. Actually, we're starting it off with a bang. Yeah, we got Moroz -130 or +130. Plus whatever, 120. Anything with plus money, I'm willing to take a shot on her. I think this is a good spot for her. She's gonna fight for your money. But like you said, fights
for Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly. Our sketch as well. But I don't like leg juice. But when it comes to dogs, I kind of like the women in the division. You know, it's probably gonna be a decision. But we'll see how that goes. So the over might be probably real juice as well. But yeah, first fight, I'm gonna go Marina Moroz here.
Yeah. Oh, you're going Marina Moroz for real?
Yeah, as a dog.
Savage.
Already bet it. Already bet it. And if you wanted to know too, I mean, there was a little bit of money on her, but pretty even money. But we got the more chick fights coming up for all you horny fellas.
Hey, this fight's gonna be close. Andrea Lee, she's a real dark horse, bro. Like in my opinion, I feel like she should have won her last fight. She got robbed by the decision to who?
That's a few of her fights. That's a few of her fights.
What was the last one though? Wasn't the last one against Macy Barber or am I tripping?
That was 2 fights ago, I think.
We're about to pull this up right now.
Andrea Macy Barber was her last loss to a split decision.
She's on a 2-fight losing streak. Lost to Macy Barber by split, and then Viviana Rojao. And I mean, honestly, she's fought pretty much the whole division. Anyone that's pretty much mid to average high tier, she hasn't jumped over that hump yet, but she's fought the who's in the division.
That's the entire division right there.
Yeah,
they even got Roxanne in there.
Yep.
And I love me Roxanne.
Yeah, you want to see it? Let's bring her down. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and then the Silva girl, this girl Silva, I guess she be sleeping fools.
And then so Natalia Silva, man, and we should have brought up the odds, man. But let me see.
She's 5-0 in the last 5 fights.
Silva is a huge favorite here at around -350, 360. Andrea Lee's about 280. Oh, sorry. About to. So it's a huge. She hasn't fought anyone yet, but she did beat Jasmine Judavicius. Those are some notable wins right there. Teresa Bleda. Those are 2 big prospects that in the division that, hey, she beat Victoria Leonardo, not so much. But yeah. And she fought back in the day, Marina Rodriguez, back in 2017. So she has some nice experience here, but she is a huge favorite. So -350 is a little tough here, but I might be into adding her to a greasy money line favorite parlay.
What's the over? Is it 2.5 or 1?
Yeah, probably 2.5.
It's probably 2.5. Yeah, when's the last time we had a girl fight at 1.5?
No, yeah, that's why I took it back.
Nunez fight or something, right?
Nah, yeah, that's why I instantly took that back.
But yeah, let's see. We'll keep moving. So you guys like Andrea Lee or what? I mean, she's good odds.
Just like
I'm
you said,
actually on Silva. KO.
Yeah, no, just like you guys, like you said, Silva, she's minus 350. But I said I wouldn't be surprised for Andrea Lee. She's a straight up dark horse for sure.
And she's improving every fight. She looks better. Every fight she looks better.
And then isn't she taller? Yeah, look, she got a couple inches on her, so that could be
2 inches on her.
well.
What's the reach?
I don't know. What's the sound typology?
Who runs the board? Now. Was it Chin?
Oh, Chang, bro. No racial.
Chang.
Sorry. No. So the reach here, let's see. This is Andrea Lee, where we got the reach 69.5. 69.5, and Silva is a shorter fighter by 2 inches. At 65. So quite it's about a 4.5 inch reach advantage. Andrea Lee always been, a good kicker, striker, decent on the ground as well. So pretty decent all around. She's tough, so she does, but for some reason she can't pull it out. Her boyfriend or husband or whatever is I forgot his name, but he's the one that is super racist that everyone hates. And that's why she became kind of like a villain. No, it's not Kobe.
It's what did you say that he says racist stuff? I think he's just got a swastika tattooed on him.
Hey,
that's not racist at all.
She's never been finished. Angelique's never been has never been knocked out, TKO finished, and that's how Silva's been winning like all her fights. So I don't know, man. I think if Angela Lee can just grit it down and just fucking make this fight really dirty, try to just drag her down to the ground a lot and just try to do some damage on top, I think she'll take it. But
well, that's her thing. She'll stand and bang. That's why Lee's a fan favorite for me. She'll stand and bang, and Silva wants to do that, right? So let's see. She's got to get in. She's shorter, not as much reach. If Lee can take the putt, but Lee's got a chin, man. She's fought the who's who, and it's like, how often is she getting knocked out? Or you know what I mean?
For sure, 100%. She fights for your money, man. She's tough, so she'll be there in the whole fight the whole time. So you always got a shot.
I feel like I've bet on all 7 of her losses, and that's why sometimes I don't want to go with Lee. Like I've for sure bet on her like 5 times and not gone my way.
Yeah, you can get her around plus 270 right now. That's not bad. And then the over is actually minus 200, over 2.5. So
that's actually I might have to switch that up later. But I did pick Silva coming into the pod today with a KO.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm gonna use her. 350 is a little too much. 330 is a little too much. But KO, you probably get. I don't know what it is now. I don't know if props are open. Bet Online got some props out. Silva by KO plus 325. So then now
what's
you got
the decision prop?
Plus 120. Oh, decision just in general?
Or for Silva.
Silva decision plus 120.
What about Lee?
Lee decision plus 425. That's not bad at all.
See, that might be the way to go.
Yeah, I like that. I like that look. If you like the Lee side, I mean, I don't see why not, right? Plus 425 looking juicy.
Yeah.
Juicy.
But yeah, man. Next one, who we got next? We got Mearshard and Andre Petroski. I think right here I tell you Andre Petroski probably one of my best bets because against the Meerkat. Even though Mearshard's been trying to go hard lately.
That's my dark horse. GM3. I think this is a good matchup though. They're both grapplers, both BJJ type grapplers. And their hands are there, but not really their best thing. But the only one thing is Petroski's his cardio. He has like this second win, and he has this thing where he does because he was on the show. He was on the Ultimate Fighter, right? Or was it? No, he was on the Ultimate Fighter.
He was on the Ultimate
Fighter. He was in there. Yeah, and he was one of like the top prospects at the time, but he lost, and there was an upset that happened where everyone was kind of shocked, right? But then he still obviously was going to make it to the UFC. So, but let's see his information here. He's only 1 loss, 9-1 on a 4-fight win streak. He's still 32, so he's getting in his prime. He's not a super young guy, but still there in his prime. And his last loss was, he's never lost in the UFC other than bad. Oh, he fought bad,
just on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, as an exhibition. So I wouldn't really even count that. And he lost to Aaron Jeffrey before that in LFA, and that's a good fighter as well. So the guys he's beat, not Phil Hall's here. You remember Nick Maximov? Everyone was hyping him up on the BJJ. He's from the Diaz folks, and everyone was hyping him up. And then he choked him out in an anaconda choke.
Easy too.
And he beat William Turman, which is probably his best win so far. Turman's whatever though for a lot of people. So yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. Moving on to GM3, older gentleman. Oops, Chang, click the wrong button. GM3, 35-16. What a record. He's only 35, bro. He's only 3 years older.
Hey, that's commitment. That's commitment. Okay.
And everyone he's fought has been, for the most part, has been straight like knockout guys or finishing guys. Joe Pyfer. Everyone loves Joe Pyfer, the knockout guy that Dana White gave money to just like eat and survive and train until he made it to the UFC. You got Bruno Silva, who's a finisher who likes to finish fights. Not so much Jocko, we'll forget that. Stolfus is there. Stolfus gets finished. And then we got Kamzat. Y'all remember, everyone remembers this fight right here.
Yeah, because I was like, that was the one that blew Chimaev into the atmosphere of being the guy.
And they just kind of fed GM3 to him, and it's like, oh yeah, this is your food, snake, and just eat it up.
Who would have seen him sleeping him in like 19 seconds though? He hit him that one time.
Yeah, that put like the extra cheese on it. It was like,
exactly. But the biggest win, in my opinion, is this Makhmud Muradov. It was a huge upset. I remember this. Muradov was a favorite, and GM3 was able to choke him out and get him to the ground, even though Muradov has some grappling skills, has some wrestling skills, not so much BJJ, but grappling, and still got finished. So, man, and just to pull up the odds here so everyone's with us, because the odds do matter on some of these. I guess it's a big one.
What's Petrosky by?
Petrosky's for sure the favorite.
Yeah, he's probably a big favorite.
What happened? Yeah, Petrosky's minus 220 right now.
Well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
GM3 plus 185. This might be. I already bet this, but I didn't bet big on this. But just a little sprinkle. I got him at actually like plus 215 or something like that. So over to plus 200. So I feel like now it's like plus 185. You're getting kind of iffy there. If it goes down all the way to plus 150, 160, I would not fire it. And it has to be close to the plus 200 range for me to fire. So I am on GM3. How about you guys?
No, I got, like I said, I think Petrosky's probably, he's one of my best bets for sure.
Gerald.
Hey.
I'm on Gerald.
Yeah. I think the Petrosky thing, I watched a lot of that show, The Ultimate Fighter, when he's on, and that shit tripped me out when he lost. So, and he was dominant. He was like I don't know if he was the first pick, but he was one of the highest picks.
No, he was, and then he was
the first pick, right? Yeah, I thought, and everyone was like, "Whoa, dude!"
It was the Ortega Volkanovski season. I want to say.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be pissed off. Look at that. He lost it in the UFC to a guy first round, and then he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna get my rematch on him," and then he loses at his own thing. So I think he's going to come into this fight. He's like, man, I got to get a win, because he knows he's not too far from like contention, like being like a ranked fighter, in the like, because he's got a name. He just needs a couple good wins. I could see him fighting somebody. I mean, maybe not for the title, but he could get up there.
GM3.
Yeah, I mean, just like a homeboy at 205 is doing the same thing right now. He kind of came in and now he's working his way back up. Like, oh, not who I'm thinking, but Johnny Walker. We thought Johnny Walker was done. And now look at him. It's like he's got a big enough name where if he just gets solid finishes.
35 though.
You know what?
It's all right.
You guys are.
I turned 35 today, and I feel like I could.
You feel like you're ready to go in the octagon.
I think I can do so. You know what I mean? Throw me in there, coach. Let's do it.
It's your last chance, dog. It's time to make a run.
I got
you and Gerald.
3 solid years, maybe, or maybe 2.
Maybe. I could do a fast track. Think of it this way: I could get into slap league, or I could probably get into the bare knuckle. You see some of those bare knuckle guys, and you're like, who advised this?
You need to get on Rough and Rowdy.
Man, you guys sign me up on there. I will represent Generation G on any platform.
Hey, we about to sponsor first sponsored fighter.
First sponsored fighter gang.
No, I'd go in again. It would be so bad. I go in there and just get knocked out.
Rough and Rowdy, you might have a chance. Rough and Rowdy,
you got a chance, bro. Rough and Rowdy, you got a chance, bro.
Yeah,
I'm going in.
You're winning. We're sponsoring you. You're winning, bro.
Hey, no Gen G curse.
I can get the coaches, bring them in. Hey, just look. I need 3 good minutes. Let's do this.
Hey, you get more breaks for boxing. Shorter rounds, more breathers in between. Yeah.
The Rough and Rowdy guys get paid?
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah,
not a lot.
something.
You get some happy dads.
Who we got next?
Yeah. All right. We were talking about the show here.
RoboCop. Oh.
No, that's later.
They moved this fight.
They're moving around. Usually UFC one.
Yeah, these are the finalists from the Ultimate Fighter show with McGregor and Chandler. One of them, and there's how there's always 2 fights, but the other guy somebody pulled out or something, right?
I don't know. I stopped watching 3 episodes ago.
For what?
For the Ultimate Fighter, because this is the finale.
Yeah, this is the finale, the championship. I don't know.
But the guy who's supposed to fight Connor's boy pulled out. The guy the Brad Katona, he don't have an opponent no more.
Oh, the guy that was supposed to fight Brad Katona?
Yeah, he did.
Brad Katona it's 2 weight classes. That's right.
Yeah, so Brad Katona doesn't have a fight right now, and that
they should just give him a championship or the contract.
They just gave it to him.
Brad Katona's been there before. He's a little weird, but he could get the job done. But yeah, man, this is an interesting matchup. I think, man. I remember Austin Hubbard for sure, and Kurt Holloway is just down to just throw hands and just get in there. But Austin Hubbard's the favorite.
Yeah, the fight with Kurt Holloway and the Redneck Diaz guy, that fight was crazy.
Real bloody.
Real bloody. If you want to see a real scrap, go watch that. But Kurt Holloway, Austin Hubbard. I probably would just go with Austin Hubbard off the top.
Yep, I picked him by decision.
Yeah, Austin is about a -175. Holloway is +150. Man, I really am not putting any of my money on this. But if I had him at first, I was like Hubbard. I probably would pick Hubbard just because I've seen him fight a lot more than I've seen a lot of footage on.
He's a more like the more skilled fighter. But
yeah, and a little
Holloway has to just go and like
crackhead, man. Yeah. But then when I looked a little deeper and I was like, man, if I really had to bet on this and someone had to give me a free roll, I'm going on the dog, man. +150 Holloway. I think he's alive because Hubbard's better. But I feel like every time I watch him fight, I just notice he always gets hit hard and he doesn't protect himself. Like he's down to just get hit and then just try to stay alive. And sometimes he doesn't stay alive.
That won't be good against Kurt Holloway for sure.
Yes, and that's why I was like, if I were to bet money, I would feel sick to my stomach with a -175. And if Hubbard was just getting little hard jabs to the face when even though he's dominating, I was like, I feel uneasy. So I'm not betting on this though. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Fuck this fight.
I would take Hubbard, but I don't know. I think you go with Kurt if you just say like that because the dude Kurt is gonna bring it to you.
Yeah, that's why as a dog price, if you want it, if you have to bet it, I feel like I'll feel better with Kirk. Even if Kirk lost, I'll be like, he fight for my money. But
one thing I'm thinking too, though, that makes this different is that they both know, like, I've been here and I've been out, and it's like this is my last shot. They're putting me in a prime spot to watch it. This guy thinks I'm going to come out and be boring and just dance, push up against the cage, pressure. Watch, man, you can see somebody just get knocked out. It'd be nice because who doesn't love watching that? But who knows? That's one thing I have thought about. Maybe that they think I'm going to fight a little different because they know they have all this footage on me. This is my last opportunity because the UFC. They're probably going to give the loser this a fight or two, but they shouldn't.
Yeah, no, it's a good matchup, man. I think it's good matchmaking for what it is, So, but let's get to this fight right here. For the guys.
I love RoboCop. Oh man, I love RoboCop. That's what an
RoboCop.
Awesome
Gregory Rodriguez, bro.
Damn, he's a super favorite, bro. It's like too much to put on Robo. What is it?
Against Dennis Talulin. But yeah, I mean, you go hype. You were hyped about this, so what are your thoughts on this?
Man, myself. Just getting. He's coming back from a loss. Did I write that?
After he got killed, which one was that? That was 2 fights.
Yeah,
I'll pull that shit up.
Yeah, let's see. This other dude's Russian, so I'm already kind of not wanting to pick him. But Brazil just
RoboCop, 31 years old, 6'3" with a 75-inch reach on a 1-fight losing streak to Bruno Ferreira.
Yeah, okay. So
the Hulk.
I think if you look at the lines here, he's minus what?
Minus 360, roughly 360.
The only way to really make some money on him would be probably picking round one, round one, round two. I think he's going in there. Every time this guy touches one of these dudes, it's just like they're like, they're not right anymore. And then even the fights he has gone decision, he's in there banging. He could take punishment, and so this is just one of those fighters I get juiced for. Like this is a fun fight. anytime you get to watch RoboCop go in there, it's I'm juiced for this one.
Yeah, and looking at the odds here, you're talking about round 1, round 2, Rodriguez, plus 160 for Rodriguez, round 1, round 2 plus 350. That's what it's looking like. So I mean, yeah, makes the odds a lot better with the minus 360. To me, Rodriguez is obviously better. The odds reflect that. I mean, Rodriguez is down to stand and bang. He got some underrated ground game. And to be honest, Tululin's not very good, but he does have the power to punch. I mean, to finish him at this weight class. So
yeah, that's the thing. Like the only thing that's sketch about this is what's his name literally got like flatlined and sent to the shadow room in his last fight, RoboCop.
Yeah. But Bruno Ferreira, if you guys know him, that guy is literally a first round knockout or nothing type of guy.
No, but he was like winning the fight though the whole time, right? Wasn't he? RoboCop.
He's had a good 7 months to recover. You got your brain scrambled for sure, but again, he's Brazilian, and you've been watching the sport long enough, my brother. You know these Brazilians come in and they come for the.
Yeah, and look at
Russian, bro, and he beat Jamie Pickett.
Oh man, he's got to do this for the world, bro. This fight's for the world. I think that's how all the fighters look against these Russians right now.
I mean, well, the odds say it all though. Minus 360, so fuck it.
Yeah,
I'm going RoboCop.
RoboCop. I might have to put him in that greasy ass parlay on the favorites. Just one time with the maybe silver or something, and other
round
one
2
coming up here because there's a lot of good favorites in this one.
What about what's it like? What's Rodriguez by decision?
Rodriguez by decision,
probably plus 800,
plus 550.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Because I can see it. Maybe he's kind of sketched, kind of nervous, and like, hey,
about getting his head rocked.
No,
he's fought some big dude, but Tennis Tululim, I mean, still big guy. He's 35 though, on a 1-fight losing streak. He lost to Jun Young Park, which is to be honest, yeah, he's actually underrated. The Turtle's underrated. The Turtle's pretty good, and he finds a way to win, bro. He's just not everyone's cup of tea. So I think that was an okay loss, but all you beat is Jamie Pickett. Jamie Pickett's ass. He looks like a good fighter.
Hey, I would never say that, but Pickett's burned me like 2 times in a row now, I think, and for those reasons, I'm not high on Pickett. You even saw
we're talking about strictly when we say ass, we just mean strictly betting purposes, not physically fighting. These are all professionals,
Not worth for sure, not worth the money here. But Park, I like Park. Park has surprised me a couple times, and like you said, the Turtle, that used to be my nickname, so a little soft to that.
Wow. Can you tell us a story, or is that inappropriate?
No. No. So back in the day, I used to do training as well, and I had to go up against wrestlers. Like, we didn't have anybody doing jiu-jitsu. It was like a lot of wrestlers that we did. So I was getting grappling, and the 2 guys were like from Fairfield High they were pretty elite guys, I guess. I didn't wrestle in high school. I played football, but these guys wrestled, and I know these guys made it far. And they were choking everybody. They could choke everybody. And I, at that time, Nesto remembers, I used to be a little bit bigger in my neck, this guy, and they had a very hard time just choking me out. So it was like, we can't choke him. He always just puts his head in his little shell. Yeah. Like a turtle. And then the name just stuck. And so I was Turtle for like 2 years with these guys.
Hey, can't choke me out if I got no neck.
Way better than my first name, which was Chip. Because I got my tooth chipped by my coach saying, he's like, no, you don't need a mouth guard. I'm like, okay. And he was just supposed to show them where to go. And when he went like this, it just boom, and I watched my tooth just.
Wow.
But I preferred Turtle over Chip. So
hey, dude,
it's all good. Hey, you don't get to pick the nicknames, right?
Yeah, you got to earn nicknames. You gotta earn them. Yeah, you can't. Let's see here. We got the next fight here.
Next fight
this is an interesting matchup here, man. We can't believe it. Last time I saw Weidman, I was hyped up. I was screaming. I was at Circa watching this watch.
I wish I could bring up that clip right now of you going, no,
just screaming. I was way too drunk, more than I needed to be, because all you could drink beers, and I was sitting at a table with one other person when the table was supposed to have 12 people in it, and they're just bringing unlimited 6-packs nonstop, and I was like, this is a little too much. But yeah, I was hyped. But yeah, we saw Chris Weidman's leg, man. Did the Anderson Silva. So, it's like it comes full circle, when it happened. Same break, same way, but it was disgusting. And it was sad to end the game. And it's like Uriah Hall made a record on that fight. He won. He was the first person to win a fight with 0 strikes.
Damn.
In the UFC. Crazy,
That's
right?
legendary.
Yeah. Legendary.
Well, that fight was hard to watch. But it's crazy. We were both at when Anderson Silva broke his leg on him. I remember being there for that. So I've got experience with a main event, or no, they weren't main event, but a leg break situation like that. And that was hard. That was hard.
Damn,
That's
live would be disgusting because you can't even.
Oh yeah, well, we didn't know what happened when Anderson broke his leg. It was like, what the fuck happened? And they showed it on the replay on the big screen. His leg just like folded. But yeah, man, Anderson he never came back the same after that, which is you could respect that. But yeah, to see how Weidman's gonna come after this, he was looking not so good on his last couple fights before that, and then for this to happen after just a leg break.
Yep, I mean, and he's not getting any younger either. So
yeah, you got.
How many fights did he do at 205? I actually didn't. I should have looked that up.
Just one where he got yoked. I forgot about who it was, but then
Dominic Reyes. It was Dominic Reyes.
Sure, it is right here.
Yeah, what's crazy is that
Dominic Reyes.
I mean, that's when Dominic Reyes looked like a beast, and then he ran into John Jones, and then it was the same.
Hey, people, yeah, you're right. Reyes, everyone was hyping him up like he was potential champion material, and then that happened, man.
I was at that fight, and I was at the fight with Dominic Reyes. I was in Houston for that fight, and I'll tell you, I'm a big believer because of my dad. To be the champ, you got to beat the champ. And he did not beat the champ, but if you're scoring that fight for MMA, I thought John Jones lost that fight, and it was just like, damn, I was here for John Jones losing. Like I never like John Jones is perfect to me. Even that loss, I remember watching that. Like he's deaf, he cannot hear you, Steve Mazzagatti. Like he's blind and now deaf, he cannot hear you. So that fight has always been frustrating. And then even because. Even Matt Hamill's like, throwing up the thumb, like, we're good.
Man,
anyway.
But yeah, Chris Weidman, 39 years old already. He is a big underdog in this fight. Brad Tavares is actually a minus 265. Weidman's plus 225. The under over is at 1.5 rounds. That's interesting. But the over is at.
How'd you feel about the KO? So Brad Tavares is coming off this KO, right? If you look at the record, it says knockout, or what's it say? What do they call it? I think like TKO.
Technical knockout, yeah.
Yeah, if you look at it, he wasn't out. He wasn't all the way out, and so I don't think it's fair. But he also went the distance with DDP, and I gotta respect anybody that's fought DDP in the last like 2 years, and they didn't get finished. We just watched Robert Whittaker. You call it a mistake on Robert Whittaker's performance, whatever. It's DDP won, and that's what he keeps doing. So I want Chris Weidman to win, but I just think that Brad Tavares, he still has enough juice. I think he's still, and maybe sprinkle on a KO. I hate to say it, but he just catch it. He's not. I don't think he's gonna submit him, but I think he can put Chris in some bad situations, and Chris hasn't looked good when he's been getting touched the last few fights. It's not like he used to just eat him and move forward, and that's what made him also a fan favorite to watch. Like Weidman, he was a wrestler, but he would bang, and he wasn't afraid of anybody, and that's what made his fights like fun to watch. Even the Vitor Belfort fight, it would look like it was all bad, all over, and then he came back, and Vitor's famous, like, Jesus, take the wheel. He just kind of was like this. Well, Chris Weidman was just coming down on him. And I love Weidman. I would love for him to win. I'd honestly, I might even sprinkle just because I'm a fan. Sprinkle on Weidman.
It might be your last chance to bet on him.
Yeah, I might sprinkle Weidman by decision. But Brad Tavares should win this fight by knockout. He should.
Yeah, his knockout prop is Brad Tavares by knockout is plus 140. So that's definitely a good look right there, bringing it from minus 265 to plus 140. Weidman by points plus 415. Man, pull out some greasy ass decision.
You know what? And you got to remember, like, he was a wrestler, right? So his leg was compromised. But I also believe Weidman's not dumb. I think he's going to do this I don't think he would go out on like knowing that he's compromised. I don't think he'd go out there knowing he's compromised to try to, one last fight. I don't want to go out on a leg break. Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't want that either. But I don't know. That's what I could see Weidman upsetting him and being like, duh. It was Chris Weidman. He went in there and he controlled. What's Brad Tavares' kryptonite? It's like cage work, like wall walk, and like all that stuff up against the cage. He's worked on it a lot, so he can get up well. He can get his back up against the cage. But he just finds himself there a lot. I always feel like that's Brad Tavares. Like how many you look at his losses, they're usually by what decision?
Yeah, this is Brad
Weidman. Brad Tavares.
This is Tavares right here. Yeah. So it's been decision. I mean, if you go up here, most of his it's been spread out. He's never been tapped. He's never been subbed.
50-50. Okay.
Yeah, 50-50 on the losses. 4 losses TKO, 4 losses decision, never been subbed. But we'll see, man. I know all the old MMA fans are fans that have been UFC fans for a while. Love Chris Weidman.
I love Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares came in as a murderer. Remember, like Brad Tavares early on his UFC career, like that's why he's still in the UFC because they know he's going to come out there and deliver. Like that boy's from Hawaii, Hilo, like BJ Penn. Yep. Those boys are like, they what do they call themselves? Just like street fighters. Like that's what they wanted to grow up and be, street fighters.
Yep. Man, I'm gonna go with Brad Tavares in this one. I know he's a big favorite. I think I'm gonna add him to my greasy ass parlay. There's been 3 pieces right there. I might go for a 4th here, but a 3-piece greasy on Brad Tavares. I just think he has more in the tank, but he's younger, right? Even though he's not super young, 35, he's been fighting forever. But Weidman, unless he wrestles, I think that's his only path to victory is wrestling. And like you said, the cage work and just pinning him against the wall and get a decision. He's not going to sub Tavares. Everyone has a puncher's chance, but I doubt he's going to knock Tavares out. Tavares got chin as well. But
Tavares has been knocked. Remember, we just saw him. He's been knocked out 4 times, and I can remember at least 2 of those being like, he got slept. It was like, whoa, Brad.
He got the head kick from Edmund Shabazin. People get caught. He survived against Israel, right? So that's a big thing. Yoel didn't knock him out. He only got knocked out, Robert Whittaker back in 2015. That's like 8 years ago.
The Barbarian knocked him out.
He got the Edmund Shabazian head kick in 2019. He survived DDP, like you were saying, which now, it aged well because we're like, oh, DDP's a lot better than we thought. And he did get finished with Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva is a knockout guy or nothing, type of thing.
And that other dude that he beat, he's doing really well in PFL right now. I think he made it to like the champ. What's his name? Right there.
Omari? No, both these guys are in the PFL.
Oh,
or was. Antonio Carlos Jr. was. But Omari Akhmadov was there. They're all right. They're decent for the PFL. I'm a PFL guy. Some of y'all are Bellator people. I'm a PFL guy.
Oh, no, I love PFL. It's on ESPN. I don't need Showtime.
Yeah. No, I watch Bellator too, of course. But yeah, man. What do you think here, Nessa? I know you were out there, talking to the milkman, but
no, I had to get a delivery, man. Fuck, I made this delivery at fucking 5 o'clock. It's like 2 hours later, crazy. But
yeah, legends.
But yeah, man.
Send it back.
Weidman, my bad. Chris Weidman, hey, I think he's just. It might be a wrap for him, bro. Like I don't know, like I can see either like the chin giving out or like Tavares maybe winning like a boring fight, but I don't know. We'll see how Weidman looks, but
he is the underdog. We were talking about that. Weidman's an underdog plus 225. Tavares is a big favorite, 265.
I wouldn't touch this fight.
I look at cards.
But I guess if you had wanted to get some value, I guess you could sprinkle a little something on Weidman. But
Weidman decision maybe because I don't think he's gonna finish Tavares.
You don't think he'll sub him?
I just pulled this.
We were just talking about this while you were gone. Actually, Tavares has never been subbed in his career.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. Then.
Ever. So that's he could, but I doubt that's
gonna happen, for real.
I just pulled 2 Chris Weidmans. I think I'm gonna go Weidman by decision.
Yeah, I hate to break it to all the old school fans because Weidman is a legend, but he needs to hit the group chat and tell him it's a wrap. Like Drake said.
If I were to pick, I would go towards Tavares for sure.
Yeah, I can see a lot of people sprinkle on him though, because you want him to win, and he's a big dog. The value's there, I guess. Yeah,
and this.
I
would probably add this in the parlay right here for sure with my pick on Cheeto for sure.
This is the hardest fight. This is the hardest fight for me to pick this whole card. I thought this was the hardest fight to pick.
Okay. Well, then, so you don't want to go first.
No, I don't. I want to listen to you too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I feel a certain way about this. I was just actually texting Nestro about this. This is actually my other best bet, along with Marina Moroz as a dog. I already fired on Marlon Vera. I got him at minus 170. He's like, what, minus 190 now? Let me check. But I could only imagine that he's going to close at like minus 200, 220, something like that. What we got here? Yeah, Marlon Vera minus 190 still.
Yeah, when you said 170, I think that was like, oh damn, that's solid. That's because like I think Munoz is a little. Who'd Munoz beat last time? Where I thought he was gonna lose for sure.
Pedro Munoz, let's go over him. He looks always short. Does he not look short to you guys? Like he looked like his limbs are short.
We got to almost meet him at the expo.
He's 36, 5'6". You know, he does have some power on him. He did win and beat Gutierrez, which I lost that because I was betting on Gutierrez. But before that, he fought some names.
Yeah, because look, he lost to Dominic Cruz. Like, come on.
And some people thought that he was gonna beat O'Malley in that fight, other than if it wasn't for that eye poke, right?
Yeah. But O'Malley was controversial. I think was winning that fight pretty easy.
Yeah, a little sketch, and he beat Gutierrez. Lost to Dominic Cruz, Jose Aldo, respectable, obviously by decision. So he actually is pretty durable. It looks like. I mean,
he's an OG in the game, but I just think Chito Vera, just the way he came out in that fight against Sandhagen, he's got a lot to prove this next fight. So
yeah,
this next fight is either like, are you really a contender, or are you just just gonna be a gatekeeper mid kind of guy?
A pretender. Yeah, you might just be like top 10, top 15, and then just stay there. But I mean, he's fought some good names too, the same dudes.
Yeah, but that's what I said though. This is like because he fought the literally top 3 against Sandhagen and literally shit the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. He looked like he didn't want to be there.
How was that a split decision? Holy shit!
I remember that, bro. I remember that, and I was I think the world was pissed. Like,
everybody was like,
we were hyped on Cheeto.
Yeah, I mean, we were all going for Cheeto.
Well, Cheeto was sleeping people with head kicks, and we were like, "Oh shit!" Yeah. Watch, Corey Sandhagen get caught with a head kick, and man, it was.
It's levels. It's levels.
To me, Cheeto looked like he didn't want to be in that fight against Corey. Because was that fight short notice?
No, that was a scheduled fight. That was his fight. If he would have won, it's like, yo, this guy needs a title fight or something.
Title shot, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even though you even heard what O'Malley said, he said when I win, and then if Cheeto wins, that they should just book them for a rematch and for the belt.
December.
That would be a good one. The matchup, the styles. But yeah, like looking at this, the over 2.5 rounds is minus 350.
Yeah, because Pedro Munoz is so durable, man. Nobody really finishes him like that, and also Cheeto, nobody finishes him like that. So
yeah, and then you got Cheeto Vera by points plus is even money. You're not even saving that much in comparison, man. But because I could see him being one of the first guys to finish Munoz.
Well, what's Munoz by decision?
Munoz by decision is 225. Yeah, you could that might be a better look as far as value goes.
Because I could see that could happen too. That Cheeto gets in his little shit where he freezes, and then Munoz could just work. You know what I mean? But the height's gonna play a lot factor too, because he's only 5'6" and
Cheeto's 5'8", but he also has he's a long 5'8". Pause.
Yeah, pause.
A lot of reach, a lot of legs. But yeah, I think it's a unanimous decision here. It looks like we're going with Cheeto here.
Okay, that's what's up, Marlon. Cheeto Vera.
Cheeto, don't disappoint us. I'm gonna be super hot if he comes out like last.
What happened? Go ahead, dog.
I think Cheeto can win this fight any way he wants. I think it depends on how he's gonna, fight Pedro. I like Pedro, and Pedro can easily win this fight. Pedro can come out there and show he's like, what? I've watched
what happened the last fight against Gutierrez. I thought Gutierrez was gonna win it easy, and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, Munoz is more well-rounded. He has that grappling, he has that ground game as well. Whereas Cheeto's he has it to survive. But he better not grab guard. I'm gonna be pissed.
As a fan, I want to see Vera win because it's like he's entertaining. He likes Action Bronson. It's like I like Action Bronson.
No, yeah, they showed the vlog today on the embedded. He was packing his "fuck that's delicious" hat.
Oh, see, that's bragging. That's bragging.
That little vlog was sick. It was Cheeto and Larry June and fucking Action Bronson. That's lit.
No, if Pedro wins though, do they rematch The Pedro Munoz versus Sean O'Malley.
For the belt.
Yeah, exactly. If O'Malley wins too, like that's crazy.
Well, we'll get to that. But...
We'll get to that. Okay, this is a short notice fight right here. This is crazy. Shortest turnaround time.
Man,
you got Damon Blackshear.
Shout out Damon Blackshear coming off of a winning by twister submission. Only 3 twisters in the UFC ever.
Man, but what do you guys think about this, man? 7 day, like 1 week. He has to cut weight again, or is this another catch weight? Let me see.
He has to cut weight again, probably.
Yeah, it's bantamweight. It's not catch weight.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Let me ask you. So he fought what, 3 minutes? The first round was 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was a short fight, first round finish.
Were you impressed with what you saw on the feet until he got it to the ground?
I didn't get to watch the fight, to be honest, like that.
Okay,
because I only watched the main event last week, but I did see the highlight of the twister, of course.
So
yeah, but look. Oh, go ahead. I see what you're trying to say is like he looked like shit standing.
Well, no, not that, but it's just like, I feel like I know what Mario's going to do. I think he's going to come out there and put pressure, and he knows because he was getting ready to fight Cody Garbrandt, a stand-up fighter, not this guy who's going to try and take him down. But what?
Yeah, that also could be worse now. Like, how good is the Bautista's grappling? This guy just hit a twister, bro.
His last 3 fights are sub, aren't they?
I don't know.
His last 3 wins. Can we pull up that record?
Last 3 wins right here are rear naked choke, armbar, rear naked choke. On Canetti, Benito Lopez, and Brian Keller. I mean, none of them are really. Guido could grapple a little bit, but none of the other guys are really big grapplers.
Still better competition than who we got. Blackshear, who's been fighting. I like Blackshear. It's a twister. That was sick. Don't get me wrong, but I think Mario with a full camp, and you got to remember this guy just cut weight. And let's see. It's like people say it's not a big deal. I don't know. Some people say that, and it's like, well, this guy's got to cut weight twice, and this guy's. He's not a punk. Like, this dude's he was getting ready to fight Cody Garbrandt. That was gonna be a knockout fight. You knew that's how that fight was gonna go.
Look,
the chinless one.
Look, Batista's first fight in the UFC was against Corey Sandhagen. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, which he lost, which is respectable though. So it's all right. Yeah. The loss to Trevin Jones was a little sketch. I'm not big on Trevin Jones, the guy from Guam.
No, yeah, he kind of fell off.
He's whatever. I mean, he got some power. That's about it. Some of the other guys are mid-tier guys, but I mean, the short notice thing is a big thing for me. Sure.
I would go with Batista though. So
yeah,
I'm going Batista for sure. He's about minus 211, minus 210, something like that, and plus 180 for Blackshear. Which I know some people might be taking stabs on Blackshear, and I would if this was a pre-scheduled, planned fight in advance. Oh yeah, 7 day. Yeah. But the odds wouldn't be like this, I guess. I just think
also with these short notice fights, man, anything can happen. It throws off the swag. It throws off everything, bro. So like Blackshear can come in and try to get like, oh, this guy fought twice in a week. That could be the next story for him that we hear about. So yeah, it is what it is. But I would probably go with Batista.
Yeah, I'm going Batista as well for the actual pick.
Yep, going with Batista, KO.
I don't know how I'm gonna bet him yet, but I'm not gonna throw him in
because I don't think they're gonna want to grapple. I think they're both gonna cancel.
It's gonna be
out for a while.
It'll have to be automatic though, because that's all what's gonna be trying to do. And he's like the way that Blackshear fights, he just sticks to you, trips you. It's like those are always like the hardest to fight.
I think he's the stronger of the two. I think.
But also he's cutting weight again. It's also so it's gonna be trippy.
And just the way he fought, the way he was able to yoke these fools to the ground, that's why I'm going with him.
This might be one of those ones, since it's a short notice fight, you wait until the scales and you see how Blackshear comes in as well. If his cut is how he looks on the cut, and usually I know the weight cut it's a big deal for fighting, but as far as the results on how it affects the betting odds, surprisingly it hasn't been that big of a difference. But in these situations, certain ones where it's real short notice, that weight cut I think just means even more.
Yeah, like last week, the way that Juliana Miller chick looked, she looked terrible on the scales, and look what happened to her. She was trying, but then that shit wasn't lasting, and she got finished in the first round.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
glad I didn't pick her.
Yeah, I thought the values on her. I didn't watch it. I was like, anyone that would want to put money on this might be sketch.
Picked her?
I picked her on our show to I think the value was there as an underdog, but I didn't bet no money on it.
After I saw her striking in that last fight that she lost, I was like, oh,
she has no striking.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, people were like, she won the Ultimate Fighter, and I watched that. Like, how did she win?
You watched? Did you watch it? I watched that. So here's the thing: everyone was hyped because she upsetted the favorite Brogan Walker, who, by the way, I never understood because I never watched her fight before, and I was like, she sucks. And even before, like during the show, like when she was training, when she's doing all, I was like, what? Why is everyone hyping her up? Like, I don't see what she's not good at striking. She's not good at grappling. She's not good at anything other than holding on for goddamn her dear life on the cage. I was like, what am I seeing here? And it's like, that was the weakest matchup now to think about it. Like, goddamn, that was the weakest. No offense to you, but yeah. Let's get into some good fights here.
Man, but not even so good. I'm mad that we got the G off taken away from us. I hella wanted to see the G off Neil and Ian Machado.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because that would have been like striker going crazy. Neil Magny, though, always there to the rescue. They always have like this Neil Magny, what's his name? Jeff Neal, like paired together in cards and like different shit. They're like brothers or something.
Man, I was looking forward
like
to
he's
Jeff
just
Neal
goofy
fight.
brother.
Ian Gary was talking mad shit to Jeff Neal. I was looking forward to that fight. Did you see he had the shirt with Jeff Neal on it, his mugshot?
Yeah.
Oh, he was doing some trash talking, trying to get that Conor McGregor vibes going.
But then Ian Gary, this is the fight he wanted that he called out first, and then they gave him Jeff Neal instead. He actually wanted the Neil Magny fight.
He thinks he's gonna walk through Neil Magny. He thinks he's gonna walk through and sleep this fool, especially on short notice. It's like, even if these fighters can brag that's what they're doing, but it's like, bro, you took on a short notice. Like, I think Neil could beat him with a full camp. I'm probably being dumb, but I'm gonna take a shot on Neil Magny by decision. I think he's just going to be able to neutralize or stay away long enough and put it on him. Because Ian Gary's, his record shows he's really, really like, a knockout artist. But it's like barely. He's losing some of these fights until the knockout. And it's like, or he's not
looking good.
Impressive. Get past the last two fights and you look, who was it? Kenan Song. Kenan Song's, he hadn't fought in 2 years. He came older. He got knocked out. And then he came to Sacramento and trained with the same people that knocked him out. And then he looked good for 2 rounds. He knocked Ian Gary down. It looked like Ian Gary was going to go down. The Gabe Green fight, he couldn't finish. I think he got knocked down by the Gabe Green too. He's getting damaged too. Like, he's not going through these fights on. That Daniel Rodriguez fight looked crazy. I'll agree.
He yoked D-Rod easy.
Oh, that was
which was surprising.
I kind of like D-Rod's looked slow for the last year now or 2 years, or like maybe a year and a half.
He looked hella young
there. Yeah, that's back in the good old days when they were sponsored. Look at the shorts.
Hey man, so the odds are insane right now. Ian Gary opened at like minus 420. Now he's like minus 500. Already, and we're recording this on Tuesday.
On a Tuesday,
Neil Magny plus 375, and like you were talking about, Neil Magny by points would be plus 750. Man, that would be pretty insane.
On Contender Series tonight, dude won by the last fight of the night.
The big dog upset
by a decision, right?
Al Sawedi
plus 1100. And there were some people that cashed on that tonight. I was watching before I hopped on with you guys. Yeah, some people, that was a big thing. Decision 1100. So I got to start betting on more of these decisions, man, because there's some fights that.
Well, yeah, because that would be Neil's only way to win. Like, if he could put the pressure still, you know what I'm saying, and do that cage fighting shit that he does, and just make it sloppy and dirty for Machado. We can see what could happen, and like you're saying, Machado really hasn't fought nobody. He just now been starting to get some solid opponents. Also, because they're kind of trying to protect him. They're trying to make him the next.
Yeah. So
Magny did beat Jeff Neal. So that's also something.
And
a lot of people think Jeff Neal's better.
He could throw, man. Like the way he beat Shavna. Shavna whooped on him, but he was sure. I know he for sure was like a handful for a rock now for sure.
Oh yeah, and he's yoking everybody, and he couldn't. Well, but Jeff Neal's a banger, and that dude can.
But who are you picking?
That fight.
Who are you picking on this one?
Man, call me crazy, but I'm going to take a shot on this dog.
You think the value's there though? Big dog.
Yeah, I'm kind of now that we're talking about it, it's making me kind of nervous, like to go full in on Machado, like if I was put him in a parlay or some shit.
Because, like you said earlier, these short notice fights throws everybody off, right?
No, yeah. And that's the thing. Magny's gonna be in there, trying to put you against the fence and all that boring shit like that. Let's see if Gary can handle that. Because if they just strike, Gary's gonna fuck him up.
I don't want to be a hater, but also he took his wife's last name, and I'm just like,
you did too.
Hey.
No,
you brought up a great point right there, man. Yeah. You brought up Machado name, and for those, that
I heard you calling it all. I go chill with that.
For those that aren't, deep into MMA and stuff or BJJ, Machado's the other famous name. Everyone's known about the Gracies, but Machado's the original.
Yeah, that's where
that BJJ stuff. So
Machado's the one who gave Joe Rogan and Eddie Bravo their black belts.
Oh shit, Joe Rogan, shouts Joe Rogan.
Oh, Joe Rogan he's deep into jiu-jitsu. Like,
yeah, he's been doing it. Once he got swole, he's doing it when he was doing that Fear Factor shit. He was already trained and shit, right?
No, yeah, but I'm saying him and Eddie Bravo. Like Eddie Bravo is the guy who created 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu.
They've been training since like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah. Hey, so for this one, I'm gonna ride the wave. I used to been waiting for spots to fade Ian Gary, and every time I tried, it's been ugly. So, and I'm like, this, especially that D-Rod spot, I was like, you know what? D-Rod got some value on it as a dog. He could strike. He got chin and he got knocked out. And he was looking ugly.
Tacos.
Ian Gary's gonna be my last piece to the greasy ass favorite parlay. The four, I made it a 4-teamer then. And I'm gonna add him in. So just to be degenerate about it on that one. But he's gonna be my last one, and that way, if all the first 3 hit, I might have a chance to hedge out a little bit on the Magny side as a big dog, because I imagine there's going to continuously have money or parlays written on Gary in there, even at minus 500. It's probably gonna be like minus 600. And in short notice fight, for Magny is a little tough. We'll see though. I think he cut the weight just fine though, so I don't think that's going to be an issue.
No, he's
not 7 days.
He's been doing this. He's been doing this.
And then what we got next? The co-main event title fight.
Yes, now we get into the belt fights. We got the queen, the yellow excellence queen, Zhang Wei Li against up and coming here, hard hitter, Amanda Lemos.
Amanda Lemos.
This is a tough one, man. I think this is a great matchup.
It is a good ass matchup, bro. I was watching the countdown today, and I was like, damn, they're showing Lemos. I was like, man, she ready, and they're highlighting like she can, like you said, she's a real power puncher, and I feel like we've seen Zane get slept, and that's like her, that's everybody's kryptonite getting rocked. But
she's the hardest hitter in the division, right? For sure.
Yeah, I feel like she's susceptible, like to get like if she takes a few of those, I'm not gonna like it. But Zong is for sure the way more, technical and polished fighter. Like if she just tries to even though she doesn't wrestle like that, huh?
But she developed wrestling. You're right. That was going to be one of my points. Is that when she first entered the UFC, and she was still good, but she was a striker. Didn't really grapple, and then she found out that was kind of her weakness too, and especially when she started losing to Rose. You remember that? I mean, she got knocked out on that one, but when she had the rematch, she lost again, and that was insane, right? Because I'm personally not that big on Rose and Namajunas too, but she started working with Henry Cejudo, and she started just doing like, oh, this is actually MMA, because in China, grappling is not really a huge thing over there when they do a lot more striking stuff, right? And their MMA scenes, is just still growing. It's not as big as the other countries. So for her, she's just started getting her grappling on. I think as a champion this run, she's going to be a lot more well-rounded. But of course, she's been knocked out before, so Amanda Lemos could definitely knock her out. But Amanda Lemos, I don't think she has too many runs. This is her one run. She's 36 already. That's not a really good thing. I know she's not going to be pregnant anytime soon. She already has a daughter. So it's good there.
Also, she's
it's a real thing.
Also, she's married to a woman too. So
yeah, she's the more masculine out of the pair. So she's not planning. She's the Amanda Nunes out of the two. So you know what I'm saying. So she's not planning to take time away from work for maternity. But yeah, she got some good wins. Well, Marina Rodriguez, that was a huge win, knocking her out. Michelle Watterson's a tough person to finish, and she submitted her. Here's the red flag, though.
Yeah, getting standing choke to Andrade, that's rare.
To someone that's shorter than you, perhaps, and yeah, she's strong as shit, but we've seen how Jessica Andrade kind of unfolded the last few fights. She's still good, but not the top performer to be champ.
And also, Zhang, murdered.
That was last year.
Yeah,
that was last year.
Zhang Weili is just a better Chinese version of Andrade. Just a way better version of Chinese. But yeah, man. I mean, shit,
the way I feel, the way I felt about this, I looked at it. I even wrote my note here that
go ahead
to remind myself that it's like they both have had 9 months to prepare for this fight. They both had 9 months. One had one extra week, right? So they've had equal time to prepare. And I personally feel that that Lemos brings like almost like an Amanda Nunes vibe into some of her fights, right? Where she's like this Mike Tyson type, or this like, oh, I'm coming in here as an animal. I'm gonna whoop your ass, or I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna beat the brakes off you. Mm-hmm. And I think with a lot of women fighters that can work, because you've seen some girls that she's fought just like, no, oh man, it's just chicks for real. I don't think that Miss Magnum is like these other fighters. She's a champ for a reason. I think she's not afraid of her. And I could see Amanda Lemos getting knocked out by Wei Ling. Like, Wei Ling's got hands. She's out there doing everything. She's prepared wrestling wise. So I think when we see her get clipped, I'm speaking Amanda, we see her shoot, and then we just see Wei Ling get on top and just ground and pound. It's just a ground and pound TKO. That's how I see this fight going by like maybe round 2, round 3, because this fight's also 5 rounds, and Lemos is like, what is she fighting? 1 round, 3 round fights? And if she's winning, it's by first round knockout, second round.
Yeah, no, exactly. And you said some good things, man. Wei Li is one of those things that people sometimes continue to sleep on her when she's gone for a while, and people forget, and she's still getting better. That's the thing. Like, she's gotten better pretty much, minus the Rose. That's the only one-off situation. And she lost by split decision with Rose.
And that's controversial.
Yeah, I thought I didn't think Rose won. So, I mean, but
a lot of people don't.
Neither here nor there.
I do, because I bet on Rose, but a lot of people don't think she won.
Yeah, no, I feel you. So, but the odds are pretty crazy. I mean, for the pick, I'm going, Yellow Excellence and riding out one of my favorite female fighters, Wei Li Zhang. But she's minus 280 right now. She actually was opening at like a minus 340, minus 350, and money's actually been coming in crazy on Lemos, which I'm not hating on, because I could totally see why at the plus, 250, whatever, a big plus number.
She's a real finisher for like females. That's rare. Like,
yeah,
actually goes out there and like, especially for this, she's gonna be hyped up. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Amanda Lemos by KO for the Amanda Lemos KO is plus 400. KO Wei Li is plus 155. That's the most likely outcome. Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
That's crazy. Projected outcome. So yeah, I'm gonna go Wei Li, and I can see that. I don't think this goes 5 rounds, man. I don't think Lemos is fighting 5 rounds. Like, there's no way she's going 5 rounds. She's never been there. Zhang has been there, so I think the cardio's there for Zhang. Yeah. So, and the only time she's ever been knocked out was that freak head kick from like her whole career.
It wasn't free.
It was a nice one. I'll give her that. That was amazing, but it freaked me out.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was funny. I had just landed. I was flying back, and I was in an Uber coming home, and I ordered that shit on my phone. Because it was the first fight back for the UFC, because it was also like Usman versus Masvidal.
Oh,
that was the weekend where I was out there with I don't know, I think maybe the second one, but that's when we went to Barry's and shit, or whatever that place was, Davey, that steakhouse that was hyped up.
Oh, at Circa.
Yeah. That was that weekend. But yeah, I was in the Uber, right? And then like when Zhang got knocked out, I was like, oh, and the Uber driver got hella scared. He like swerves and shit.
I thought you were gonna rob him or something. It's like, what the fuck?
I was like, damn,
he starts throwing his wallet at you. Take it off.
But yeah, that was a crazy ass knockout. But I mean, Zhang, she's like a Terminator, bro. I think she should get it done.
Yeah, there's always a puncher chance, but I can't. I'm gonna wait, because I think the money's gonna continue to come on Lemos, because plus 2 whatever is gonna be juicy, for any main event fight for a power puncher.
But if I were, I would sprinkle like something on Lemos winning by knockout, though.
Yeah, plus 1. I do see the value being on Lemos, like that. I'll agree with that for sure.
Oh yeah.
What's Lemos by like round 1 or round 2? What's those props?
Lemos round 1 plus 800. Lemos round 2 plus 1200.
Yeah, so if she's a sleeper, I think it'd be early. I
like your style, man. These are some value spots, big value. You only got to cash one of these, for a card, and then you'll at least break even, not even make money, at plus 1,000 or better. unless you're betting on everything. But yeah,
that's
but with no further ado, man, we're gonna go to the main event here.
Let's get to the main event. 6'9" Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Aljo Sterling.
Grudge match. Let's go. But yeah, this is everyone's favorite like anti-hero, whatever. I don't know what you would call him. He's not a villain, I guess. But Aljamain Sterling, he's in my opinion, he's not a crowd favorite, but everyone has to acknowledge that he is good.
He's just like the guy you love to hate. You know what I'm saying?
He's corny, like Russell Wilson, but sometimes corny is great. I like Russell Wilson.
he's got a huge following. People love Sean O'Malley.
No, we're talking about
no, we're talking about Sterling.
Sterling. Sorry.
And mainly it's ever since that the way he beat Peter Yan, or he beat Peter Yan, I guess.
Yeah, the way he won the belt.
Yeah, and he pretty much ruined all of Peter Yan's career. Like, where is Peter Yan? Missing, bro.
But then Peter Yan, I mean, you can't necessarily say that. It's just like the judges don't fuck with him, bro. Because even the fight against Sean O'Malley, I didn't think Sean O'Malley won that fight at all to Peter Yan. I thought it was at least 2-1. O'Malley for sure won the third round, but come on.
Yeah, no, for sure. That was controversial as well.
It was in Abu Dhabi too.
Yeah,
that's
it was funny that they were showing the Khabib reaction. He was like, "What the fuck?" He's like,
"How? But how, brother? Yeah. How?" That was so funny. But how? And it was the guy's like, "I didn't score it. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, that's one thing about Aljamain Sterling. He's just like a sweaty fighter, bro. If you bet on him, it's like even his rematch with Peter Yan. You can arguably say that maybe Peter Yan won that fight too. You know what I mean?
I feel like this fight is like everyone's looking at like, look, he's going to take him down and sub him. Easy as that. Stop talking about it. Or people are like, nah, O'Malley's going to catch this guy and he's going to knock him out. He's got power in this division we've never seen, or the way he can connect with people, these one shots. And I'm like, I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm going for O'Malley, but I can see just Sterling being the champ. He's a big dude and he's the champ for a reason. Only thing is they're saying he's injured, right? Like he needed surgery or something.
Yeah, but he's been doing stem cells.
Nah, there's a lot of things going fishy about Aljamain for this fight. He's also been saying he's also been saying that this might be his last fight at 135. So like how comfortable would we just like just leave on an L, and let fucking Sean O'Malley be the champ. Especially also how Aljo fought, against Cejudo, how he was complaining that he didn't want to fight so early after taking that fight May 6th. You know what I'm saying? Like how they were clowning him, and then Cejudo said he would have fought, and then Cejudo ended up pulling out or some shit like that, against Chito Vera.
Yeah, that man, this division is interesting, it's good, but it's a little sketchy here going on. But yeah, man, you can't count Funk Flex out, or his name's Funk Flex, right?
No, that's a Funk Master.
For the Funk Master out. I mean, his grappling, as far as taking backs quickly, is next level. Like his most impressive win to me personally. The Cejudo one was pretty good. Was Sandhagen though? Yeah. That one, the way he finished him so quick and got his back, that changed everything. But then after that, all his other wins were like, whatever, until the Cejudo. But there's one red flag, which I don't think really matters, but I do want to bring it up. If you go down further, he has one loss. His last loss was 2017 to Marlon Moraes, and at the time, Marlon Moraes was good.
That's when he was a killer, though.
Yeah. But
he still came in with a little juice. He came in with some juice in the UFC. He looked cool, but
no, because even the fight with Cejudo, he yoked Cejudo that first round, but then he just exerted.
He almost was champ.
Energy.
He was almost a champ of the UFC. Like you're right.
He exerted so much energy. It was just like, oh fuck. And then Cejudo, just he gets that gas tank, bro. But I don't know, man. It is a sketch fight. I can see O'Malley like maybe clipping him kind of quick and try to. But like, damn, if you get TKO'd by O'Malley, bro, that's gonna be bad for you. I don't know.
Man, but the odds are pretty crazy, of course. I mean, it's not as big as I thought. Aljamain Sterling right now is minus 250. Sean O'Malley's 210. Money's been flowing in on O'Malley.
Well, because he's a fan favorite.
Yeah, so he was like a bigger underdog at probably like plus 260, something like that. And it's been coming in. So I think this is where the line realistically should be. Like if O'Malley goes to like plus 185 or 180, I wouldn't want to play on that. But at plus 200 or better, it might see some of my money as well, but it just really depends. I can't put any big in it because that we have to answer that question you're talking about, Hype. It's either who are they going to grapple or are they going to strike, and how does that happen?
It's going to grapple for sure. Aljo's going to be like going crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. My first thought was, well, who's going to stop Aljo from grabbing him? Henry couldn't.
I can see him just right out. Like as soon as they go, you ready to fight? You ready to fight? Fight, and then all of a sudden Aljo coming out. And then as soon as it's just boom, grabs him, goes right up against Cage, takes him down. And then, Sean's going to have to go, yep, I've been practicing. Dude, get up. See if you can get up. But I don't know. We'll see. It's I
don't have the stat offhand. I was just reading this though. It's something like the last 7 fights or 6 or 7 fights of Aljamain Sterling. If you combine all his takedowns, he's only like 6 for 40 something. Yeah, like he wasn't able to some of his early fights. He could not. He attempted takedown and he weren't able to get it. The ones that he did get, like on Sandhagen and stuff, it only took 1 takedown. You know what I'm saying? To get him to finish.
So, I feel like he's gotten more physically strong. His last 2-3 fights, like he seems like he's put on more weight and because he needed to get stronger because he was like kind of skinny early on when he came in. But I think that's one reason he's going to go to 145. I don't think he'll do anything at 145, but.
You don't think so? He's already way too swole for this division right now.
Yeah, but
he has to cut weight and it's tough for him.
I don't know. I think those guys are a lot bigger than the 135ers.
They are, but he's gotten too big for the division. Like his muscles are way too big. He has to be so quote unquote pause.
How old is he? How old is he?
He's like 33, 34?
Yeah. At 33,
he's no spring chicken. He's 34.
O'Malley's what, 28, 28?
Yeah, Malley's getting in his prime right now. So he's 28. Yeah, 16-1. I mean, people underrated him at first, and then now everyone loves him for the last few fights. But before the UFC, when he was on Contender Series, no one really knew about him, right? Unless you probably trained or something.
Snoop Dogg put him on. Remember, Snoop Dogg put him on.
Yep. Yeah. Snoop Dogg was like, this is the future champ, Sugar.
Yep.
But yeah, man. I mean. I got to cheer for him. I want to see a new champ. I'm kind of done with Aljo. But as far as like the X's and O's, I mean, grappling is going to be superior, on paper, right? With especially
who knows? So, who knows? What if Sean O'Malley goes out there and just
hell no.
Now O'Malley's takedown defense ain't as bad as people think, and I think he's going to get better at it. So, I guess for the sake of it, I'm gonna be putting my money. I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna be putting my money on Sean O'Malley. I think I'm gonna do that.
Shit.
Yeah, people thought you were crazy last time against Peter Yan. Man.
Yeah, but come on, that's judges shit. Don't even act like that.
I was hyped too because I was on Sean O'Malley.
But you still got your money. It was just like
no, yeah. I mean, but I'm saying though, like it was like, come on.
And if that fight was
what's O'Malley's record? What's O'Malley's last fights?
He's undefeated.
Oh, this is it right here, right?
He's undefeated.
Yeah, he lost to Marlon Vera. That was the last thing.
Yeah,
he lost it.
I mean, yeah, this is like, bro, this is like. Yeah, Pedro Munoz is a no contest. See, that's the thing when he fights.
He's undefeated.
He hasn't fought anybody other than Peter.
That's the thing. He ain't fought like his first top 10 people was against Yan, right? Or no, Munoz. And then that fight, no contest.
I mean, the only 2 people he's fought that is worth anything is Marlon Vera and Peter Yan. So,
yeah.
But we said that about before he fought Peter Yan. Everyone's
hold on, then he lost to Hector Lombard in the grappling. Oh yeah,
that's way bad. That's 2019.
But that's grappling though. That's yeah.
Aljamain's
gonna tap him, bro. He's gonna body him.
Yeah, people said. I mean, I was originally thinking, hey, a Whaley, a Zong, and Aljamain Sterling parlay. A little two teamer, get you probably even money or something like that. And but then I was like, this is it. O'Malley at this price, it's worth it because if it does stand, if he can.
He could clip him for sure, but
I don't think there is even a competition on the feet. Like O'Malley is before now, like 2 fights ago, he was still underrated, even though people thought striking was his best attribute. But if you keep watching his fight over and over again, you're like, damn, this fool is accurate, bro. And his punches are quick without a pump. Like he doesn't have to take the time to load up on a punch at all. Like his strikes are quick. And Aljamain, I mean, his striking is just unorthodox and it's not as great. It's not as bad as you would think for a strong grappler, but in comparison, we don't want these looping shots, Aljamain. We want straight power shots down the middle, in the pipe, on the chin. Like that's what we're wanting. But yeah. What are y'all? Who's going Aljamain? Nestro?
Yeah, I'm going with Aljamain, bro. I just think his striking is ugly, but that's like what works for his game. You know what I'm saying? And Aljo's been in there with some like
he strikes to grapple, right? Like he strikes to get in position to try to take the shot.
If Cejudo and O'Malley fight, I would take Cejudo like easy as fuck on that fight. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, but but for this, I just think it's gonna be interesting. But I feel like what's his name's gonna be running a lot and trying to do that shit he does, O'Malley, and then I was just gonna just show him like, yo, you're my son. You're my little bitch boy, Sean. Like for real.
See some controversy.
Yeah. So I think it's exactly what he just said. I think it's exactly how that happens, or it's Sean is the one thing about him is he's smart, and like that Peter Yan fight was impressive. He didn't get finished, and Peter Yan's also not a wrestler. He's a striker.
And was able to take him down easily.
And he was, but it's also like, man, there's scenarios where these guys just get caught early, and I don't know. I feel like the funky styles of both of them. I think that they, I don't know. I could just see O'Malley cracking them, and maybe just getting a quick finish.
That's the thing. I don't think O'Malley's like faster than his speed is what been killing a lot of people, but I don't think he's faster than Aljamain. I mean, like Aljamain's probably not as fast as him, but like that's not gonna affect Aljo because he's like a superior athlete.
I think he's grappling's not gonna affect him. Yeah, as far as the speed.
I'm saying like you said about the way Sean strikes and shit. Like I don't think that's gonna even get off on O'Malley. Get off on Aljo like that.
I can just see Aljo running through him, running through him. And what I mean by that is just like going right through him and taking him to the mat, taking him to the ground and just yoking him and dominating. Even if he's not like submitting him, just doing his thing where he's just, on top of them, hurting them, smothering them. But I would love to see O'Malley go out. Because you know what? I think he goes to 145 and then vacates the title. And it never feels satisfying when you see two guys fight for the title after it's been vacated. It just never feels right when it's not the champ losing to the contender. So I would like to see the contender winning this time.
Yeah. Well, if someone could give me Aljamain Sterling at -200 or better, then I would take that. But and right now I'm going to O'Malley just for the people, for the full send boys, and the happy dads out there. But yeah, that's the fun card. We're going over some best bets, man. Since it's your birthday, bro, we'll let you go first. I mean, give us what are your top two like straight picks, and you could throw a parlay in there for the folks, for the people.
So I think the two easiest W's of the night is probably Wailing and RoboCop. So I think if you go Miss Magnum and RoboCop, those are going to be your two locks of the night. And a parlay. How many do we want to do? 2, 3, 4?
Whatever we could do.
Whatever.
I'm gonna grade them based on the odds though. So like if Whaley loses, you're getting -2.8 units.
Got it. So I'm gonna take Miss Silva. I'm gonna take both Silvas and our boy Gerald. And I like to do a little early parlay and then see if I can stack the bankroll up just to kind of throw out on those silly props that we were talking about earlier in cash for like a +800 or something like that. So I'm going to do an early parlay and then see if that hits. So the two Silvas and our boy Gerald.
Okay, two Silvas and GM3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then, and then you like the RoboCop and Whaley.
Yep, those are the locks.
Right. How about Nestro? What you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the two straights. Probably Silva, the first fight of the night, the Kern jerker, and then the other best bet will be probably Petrosky, and then a little parlay to get freaky with it. I'm gonna do Tavares, Marlon Vera. Well, Marlon would be a best bet too, but Tavares, Marlon Vera, Mario, and we'd end it with Zhang Wei Li.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, I'm going I forgot what I wrote down here. I'm gonna look through this real quick. The first fight of the night, who was it? Oh yeah, I like Morose. I already fired on that one. Plus, anything plus money, but plus 130, 35. I like the other one. Cheeto Vera -1. Anything -200 or better. Cheeto Vera is good to go, man. Max bet it. Fuck it. Whatever your max bet, I'm going max bet. We're going in there. And then for a greasy ass parlay, I'm going Natalia Silva. I'm going. Who's the other one? Oh, RoboCop, Gregory Rodriguez. I'm going Brad Tavares, and I'm going Ian Machado Gary. Let's go. greasy it up, dude.
I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, man, thanks for joining us. Happy birthday to Hype Killer for joining us here. Celebrating that SmokeOut.
Thank you for making this Wish a Kid. Thank you for making this Wish a Kid thing happen. Much appreciated.
We like John Cena out here. We making all these Make-A-Wish kids.
Oh man.
Hey.
If you ever need somebody,
man. Happy birthday to this guy right here, the Hype Killer, man. Go looking on tuning into another episode of the SmokeOut. Also, man, let us know if you make any money on the bets, man. Like I said last week, I did great. So
yeah.
You know
hey, put in your picks, comment your picks, like, share this shit. You know, if you don't like it, fade it. I don't care. You know, do that. You know, let me know if you make money off that as well. But we got other stuff coming up. We don't talk about much, but we got PFL, so check that out. I know Hype be watching all the other leagues, the minor leagues as well. LFA this week, KSW.
The future champs, you got to know who's coming up. The future champs, especially if you bet, because you don't want the unlockable characters. These people that be like, who the hell is this?
There's no unlockable characters this week.
No, not on the pay-per-view. This pay-per-view.
We'll
have some, characters. I'm sure.
They've been hitting. You guys, I hear you talking about them. Those unlockable characters been hitting. So
yeah,
gotta watch.
Yeah, but yeah, join us next week. We'll break it down, and we like to bring you guys some other voices joining us on pay-per-view events, especially. So tune in, man. Peace out. Smoke out.